Hey friends, it's the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead. Thanks to everybody who showed up at the Homestead Honey Hour for our radio show last night on prepperbroadcasting.com. We had a great time. We talked about GMO and heirloom seeds and organic gardening and all that stuff. And there was some confusion in the chat room as to what represented what. So I got up this morning and did some research. And just to be sure that what I was saying was right, and I was wrong on one point. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to do some clarification here. GMO means genetically modified organism. A GMO plant or a GMO vegetable or GMO animal for that matter is something that has been changed on a genetic level. When you want a hybrid is something that has been changed by cross-pollination or manipulation, but on a plant or animal level, on a living level, like putting a tiger together with a lion, and if they breed, what they have, their offspring is a hybrid called a liger. 9 times out of 10, offspring from hybrids are sterile. Okay, that's hybrid. GMO means they've been manipulated on a genetic level. This means, for instance, taking genes out of jellyfish and putting them in apples, or genes from pig skin and putting it in oranges so the skins will be tougher, but you know, whatever. So what they're doing is they're forcing Mother Nature to accept foreign genetics into its system. So organic means, what organic means is no pesticides, herbicides, chemicals have been in the soil that the plant is growing in for at least 7 years. They can't use any chemicals, not fertilizers, not pesticides, not weed killers, not anything like that. It cannot be used on a chemical level. Now, I assumed that if you had GMO seeds and you grew them organically, they could be considered organic. That is not correct. If there is GMO components, it cannot be considered organic because it has not been naturally developed that way. It is not natural. Okay, you can have hybrid plants that are organic because they haven't been genetically manipulated. I hope that clears that up. So GMO is genetic, hybrid is cross-pollinized, organic means no GMO, no chemicals, no manipulation other than natural. It's naturally grown, it's naturally fertilized, it's naturally it's naturally debugged or whatever. So that's organic. And what else was there? So, oh, and heirloom. Heirloom seeds or heirloom plants are plants that have been around for at least an absolute minimum pre-1951. Really, most of them go back much, much farther than that. Heirloom plants are the same plants that have been around for hundreds of years. And the wonderful thing about heirloom plants, now that's not saying that hybrids aren't a good thing because they're not GMO. Hybrids are a good thing if you're going after a certain flavor or a certain yield. But hybrids you can't harvest your seeds from. Well, you can, but you're not going to get the same plant that you got your seeds from. So if you want to grow plants that have been around and stood the test of time for hundreds of years, you grow heirloom. Also, if you want to save your seeds, you grow heirloom. And if you're smart, you'll buy heirloom seeds that are organically grown. Just because they're heirloom does not make them organic. Organic plants is how they have been raised, not. So, your best bet is to, if you want to save your seeds, and if you want to save plants from becoming extinct, you'll buy heirloom organic, and you won't put chemicals on them. It's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. I mean, we can't stop cross-pollination from fields over there and plants over there. but we can try. What annoys me the most is that the company that has patented the genes for soybean and corn and beets and all that stuff, they have a right to sue farmers who aren't growing stuff that are non-GMO, that are growing stuff that are non-GMO. And the problem with that is if you're going to mess with Mother Nature and make things GMO, it should be in a controlled environment, because that GMO product threatens. There's soon going to be no such thing as organic, because an open field of GMO corn is going to contaminate any other corn around it, and there's just no way of stopping that unless it's done in a controlled environment. Totally backwards, eh? Totally backwards. I mean, we should be protecting our heirloom plants and our organic farmers instead of suing them because GMO plants cross-pollinated. It means that the farmers that are growing organic or heirloom vegetables are actually the victims of the corporate chemical companies. It's totally backwards, totally wrong. Anyway, I hope I cleared up some stuff. And we'll be back again on the 12th at the Homestead Honey Hour at prepperbroadcasting.com. And on the 19th, I'll be hosting and I'll be talking about the challenges of homesteading on a half acre. Anyway, take care. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Oh, and if you have any questions, email homesteadhoneyhour@gmail.com. and ask. I mean, you know, if we don't have the answer, we'll find it for you. All right, take care.